I remember that well. Caroline Catz, who plays Louisa, is here now. Now, we don't want to give anything away. They're starting filming again, but we don't know if you'll be there or not.
No.
And we're not saying.
No.
So people will just have to wait and see how it goes. But it must have been great fun. I mean, and what I loved about it was you had a co-star in the area. It was almost like, you know, Cornwall was the co-star. It was so beautiful.
It's amazing, wasn't it?
The light is incredible, isn't it?
It is. It's beautiful.
What a great job to be there for all that.
It's amazing.
time.
You get these fantastic summers. It's been such a privilege, and you kind of get to spend, you know, 4 months in Cornwall. I mean,
gorgeous.
No complaints there, really.
I hope she is back, but don't tell me. And I think it's good that we don't know, because sometimes they give too much away.
Yes, don't
and then
they?
it spoils stuff.
I don't like
really
it
does.
when they do that.
Now, you've gone back to your first love, which is on the stage.
Yes.
And this very interesting play, which is called On Emotion. Is that right?
It's called On Emotion.
On Emotion.
Yeah. And it opens on Wednesday, the 5th of November, at the Soho Theatre.
Okay. Yeah. Now, there's a wee strange puppet there in the corner. That's very much part of what's going on, isn't it? It's a strange, because it uses. You obviously had to learn to do all of that with puppeteering?
Well, yeah, it's been an amazing education doing this play, actually, from so many perspectives, not just from an acting perspective, but also learning how to kind of be a puppeteer. My character is a puppeteer in the play, and she is trying to come to terms with something that's happened in her past.
Right.
And James Wilby plays a psychologist who is trying to help her through this problem.
Right.
But he, of course, is struggling with his own emotions and his own emotional life. And what's interesting is the play actually takes you through the sort of inner world and inner life and into the heads of these characters that are facing these sort of major moral choices. And the play asks the question, do we really have much choice over anything that really matters in our lives?
Ah, okay.
If the decisions that we make are made at gut level, that is the question that the play asks us. And it's been written by Mick Gordon and Paul Brox, and Mick Gordon is also directing the play. And Paul Brox is a neuropsychologist who's written this amazing book called Into the Silent Land, which is about people with brain injury, struggling with coming to terms with their thoughts and emotions. And the play really builds on a lot of the ideas that he's developed in the book.
That's really interesting, because I guess when you are acting, I mean, you know, you'd probably never, in the normal course of events, you probably would never get into this kind of area, but because of what you do, it must be, you know, because you have to inhabit all these different worlds, and you get to see these different aspects of life, which is terribly interesting. It's probably why you do it, I would imagine.
Yeah, I know. It's a strange one as well. So looking at emotion, sort of in some ways, kind of exploring that. We're kind of exposing the tools of what we do as actors, which is quite an odd thing to do. And it's been amazing having Paul on board as well, because normally as an actor you sort of think intuitively about the choices your character might make or something, but Paul's there and he can kind of give you a different perspective, and you kind of really trust him because you feel he knows what he's talking about, and it's really interesting to have that dialogue with someone when you're working on a piece.
No,
it's been great in this. So yeah, the puppet, the puppet's been amazing. It's a co-production, this production, with a puppet company called Blind Summit, and they're amazing. Mark Down is in the play with us. He plays Mark, one of the characters, and Nick Barnes has designed the show, and he's also made this beautiful, beautiful spaceman puppet who's 3 foot tall, and he's operated by 3 people. Yeah. So someone's on his head, someone's on the right hand.
Oh, there he is.
Yeah. Someone's on the right hand and someone's on the feet. Sure. And you kind of, I don't know, they've been really patiently teaching us their sort of puppeting techniques, but you basically sort of breathe this character into existence. He's kind of, that's what they teach you how to do. They keep saying you have to breathe, and you sort of, all 3 of you are kind of walking around thinking, we'll never manage to get this, but eventually he does. He sort of comes to life.
That's brilliant.
Extraordinary.
We wish you well with it.
Thank you.
So it starts Wednesday, November the 5th, as you said. I hope it goes really, really well. And fingers crossed that we'll see you back next year, but don't tell me.
No, I'm not telling you.
Thank you so much. Great to see you. Thank you very much indeed. Right, we are giving away £10,000 every day this week.